and welcome to a brand new Five Heart podcast live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. I'm your host, Greg Mazzcua, joined by the co-host and my friend, Minnie Hunt. Hello, Minnie. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. It's good to see you in jail.
Yeah, that's me. Me and my brick wall behind me. Y'all didn't like my other wall, so I said, let's class it up with some brick and mortar. That's what I said.
Is this your prison cell?
No, I'm not in. That's more, you're thinking cinder blocks. This is just bricks. See, here's the thing.
Okay.
This is true. When you're watching Chasing 3, or you're hearing something that Matt Rhules says, you get fired up. You can run through a brick wall. It's a lot more difficult to run through a cinder block wall.
It's true. True. What?
I think it's mildly redundant because see what Linda said. Hi, Linda. How are you?
Hi, Linda. Glad you're here. I think the beautiful was for you.
I thought she was saying that to you 2 times. I thought she, she's like, oh, you know what?
She's nicknamed you.
I got a lot of nicknames. This might be the first nice one. I don't know. All right. Hello, Linda. Hello, everybody who's here with us. And holy brick wall Batman indeed, Mr. Raji, who's first, by the way. MK, the Rhules man, going to bust through Greg's wall. If I was that talented on graphic design, I would do that. I'm not. So what I can do though is make everybody happy. Let's check it out.
What did you do?
I have stuff on the wall. I have I have stuff on the wall.
That and the fan is going.
The fan is on. Yeah,
this is incredible.
So I think we know.
Just laughing that there's a fun story about your fan being turned on.
I got home from work tonight about 7:30, something like that. Anyway, twins were already in bed and asleep. And I would have thought, I think we've talked about this on the show, that last month we had to say farewell to Coco. I think we talked about that.
You didn't talk about it on this show, no.
Okay.
You told me.
So y'all haven't heard that tap dancing little dog, not so little, got littler. So we had to say goodbye to Coco right before we ended up going on vacation, which was a good distraction for the boys, but very, very difficult for me. Anyway, I would have thought that when we said goodbye to Coco, that I was done finding shit on the floor.
Yes.
And I walked in to, this is my desk area. My desk. And I put my work bag down. Like, it has my laptop, files, things like that, things I need for work. And then I started heading upstairs, changed out of my suit, and I heard knocking. It's like somebody at the front door. And I turned around and I saw that there were spots, dark colored spots that were following me up the stairs. Apparently, right here on the rug, right 2 feet from my chair, one of the twins had an accident or what, I don't know. And I stepped in it, and then I tracked it around the house a little bit. So I had to, so anyway, the fan is on. A, it's still summertime, and 2, we're circulating some air. So, I vacuumed. Well, I used a shampoo cleaner first, then vacuumed. I was trying to be as thorough as possible.
That's horrible. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. Hopefully you only have a couple more years left of watching out for that.
Hopefully not years. They're 3.5. Hopefully like months.
But they are boys, so you never know.
Josh says, I know the twins well enough to know Greg had it coming for shit on his floor. Jason says kids are very compassionate. One took a dump on the floor just so you wouldn't miss Coco. And here's the thing. I'm not an idiot, but what I'm about to tell you is going to remove a lot of that doubt or instill a lot of that doubt. I know that the dog is not here. But when I looked down at my shoe, I was like, is that dog shit? And I'm like, no, that's not dog shit. That's human poop. So.
Craig, you have some of the worst days.
Oh, yeah.
That would just do me in.
Yeah. So, oh no, it gets worse. I get a text. What time did I get this text? I got this text at 8:49 tonight. Hi,
Okay.
it's my bank. Did you try to spend blah 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 on a QR code generator?
Oh, no.
With my card? And in his text, 1 if yes, 2 if no, and I didn't. And it says, for your protection, we have closed your card. New card ordered. Blah blah blah. But here's the thing. I had a year ago for my wife for her crochet thing. So it was kind of legit. I didn't know it was going to like auto renew. And so I clicked no. And now my card's deactivated.
And you have no access to your money.
It's a good thing I have my business account. Good thing I have my business account. So
don't you love it when things like that happen?
How has your day been?
Well, I have to say, my day's been a heck of a lot better than yours. I have not stepped in any poop.
That's good.
For starters. Hopefully nothing financially has been mischievous. So no, nothing like that.
And I was going to go up to ask my wife, like before I hit 2. I'm like, hey, are we re-upping this QR code thing? And she was asleep, so didn't get anywhere with that. So you know what though? Hey, life, man. Life.
Well, that reminds me of the time that when David and I first got married, we lived in 2 different states. And
I thought you were married to a guy named Dylan.
Yes, I mean Dylan. Anyways, we lived in 2 different states, and I was pregnant at the time. And he used to fly here, and I'd fly there. You know, it was for work. Anyways. Mm-hmm. He calls me one day, and I'm probably like 7 months pregnant, and he goes, did you happen to spend $400 at a liquor store in New Mexico? Honest to God, he thought I could possibly have spent $400 at a liquor store in New Mexico. I just was like, what? No, I didn't think so, but I wanted to double check.
My, yeah. I don't want to. I have to get it. My credit card was compromised too, so it's been a fun week. It is, and here's the thing.
No, Greg.
It's good. It's fine. I'm fine. They're investigating it. I don't use my credit card often. The last time I used it, honest to God, was the end of May to order flowers. I told the gal when I called her, I was like, I've got to dispute this charge. And I said, I'm looking back through statements. The last one that I used was the end of I use it for Christmas, my wife's birthday, and anniversary, just to so she's not seeing it. We share a bank account, of course, so she's not saying, oh, hey, guess I'm getting some flowers today at work. That type of thing. Mm-hmm. And there were a lot of fitness based charges on there. And I told him, like, ma'am, I'm sorry. If there's anything that's related to fitness, you're talking to the wrong guy. So. But I don't want to spend the whole show talking about my problems. I want to talk about
Greg,
happiness and harmony, Minnie.
Okay. Just to be clear, you did start out the show on an Eeyore type note.
I did. And you know what? I'm not going to apologize.
You can't help yourself.
I don't have I don't have the image ready to go, but yeah. So.
Oh gosh, that's so funny. All right, so there's actually people here that want to talk about football.
I know, they're great people. Hey, how are you doing, Chatterfields? What's what are you feeling? Look, we are 9 days away from Nebraska football, which means next week we'll be doing our prediction show, our preview. We've been kind of doing preview shows all summer long, but we'll really get into our predictions next week. And our fearless leader, our founder, John Dam Johnston, is going to do his best to join us for that show. Next Wednesday night, I'll be doing the Coronation overreaction, or I should say over pre-action, little preview with Haas live here on YouTube, Facebook, and X at 9 o'clock at night. So we're packing it in next week. We're really excited, and we know that you are as well, because it's been a long off season. It is always a long off season when the season ends on kind of a sour note. Everything is, I think, anxiety and stress is just a little lingers a little bit longer, and you really want to get out and get to that next season to show that, hey, we're competent with this football thing. Like, we know the general basics, and we're going to put the pieces together. And I really think that that's where we're headed in 2024/2025 mini hunt.
I agree. So what you're saying is we are
you're jumping right to it.
Ty Robinson days away from kickoff.
That's pretty much what I'm saying. And I'll say, I shared this when the Huskers football, Nebraska Huskers, whatever X account shared it when it was announced. I shared this on the 5 Heart X account, which, by the way, that's for you, for anybody, that's where I do my game day tweeting, Xing, whatever, the number 5 Heart podcast. But I said, man, look at those, some beefy bookends. You have Ty Robinson at number 9. You have the polar bear, Nash Hutmacher at 0. And that's a hell of a lot of defensive lineman attitude right there.
That is. Yep. And Jamari Butler right next to him.
Yep. Tell us who's on that entire list. I know you've got it in front of you, Minnie.
I don't have the list right in front of me. I'm looking at the picture. So we have the one and only Nash Hutmacher at 0, also known as the polar bear. He's our nose tackle. Then we have number 1, Jamari Butler, who just got a single digit. This is the first time. And he's also,
in all fairness, it's only the second year of the single digit mentality. So.
Yes. Yeah, but he's so good. And then we have Isaac Gifford, who's a linebacker. And we have Marquise Buford Jr., who now is a corner, actually.
That too.
He's
sometimes you just like to say
at corner.
Sometimes I'm just going to start saying secondary or defensive back, and that just kind of covers it all.
It covers it all, yes. But he's going to be starting for us opposite Tommy Hill. Jamal Banks. Jamal Banks is number 4. He's the only offensive player that made a single digit.
It's interesting. What's your takeaway on that? I mean, I don't know if we want to put a pin in that question until after we get through the rest of the lineup, but I'd be curious to know your thoughts on only one offensive player.
Well, you know how I feel about it. You don't even have to ask.
Okay.
And then we have John. I was going to say Butler, but that's the coach. Bullock, linebacker. And we also have a new one here. That is, let me just see here. That one is Tommy Hill. That's Tommy Hill, the cornerback. And then next to him, we have number 7.
Malcolm Hartzog.
Malcolm Hartzog Jr.
You know how you can tell it's Malcolm Hartzog?
Because he's the shortest guy out there.
4'3".
That's not true.
It doesn't look like it's very different.
Okay, do you know what the definition of a little person is?
It depends. Are you trying to find out if you qualify?
No, but I
Okay.
was curious if people in my family qualify.
I think
4'2".
Okay.
4'2".
Mm-hmm.
So he's not that. He's not a little person. Anyways, Deshaun Singleton next to him. And then Ty Robinson from Arizona. He's
What part
also
of
on the
Arizona?
defensive line. Gilbert.
Yep, that's right.
And I think he went to Hamilton High School. If I'm not mistaken.
Fred says, I think that when you're talking about the definition of little people, that said, oh, Minnie's going to go non-PC.
Uh-oh. That's because I am little.
Are you under 4'11"?
No.
Okay.
I don't think.
And let's
Remember
see.
the heels?
Tiger Shark Diver says, I hope Hartzog is big enough for safety and hitting. He'll make it. He'll figure it out.
Oh, he is. Don't you remember TSD? The very first year we got to see him when he was a true freshman, all the flying around he did, he even had interceptions. He was amazing. I think he would have been just as good last year, except they kept switching him from corner to safety, wherever he was needed. So
Kid needs stability. Jason Reeves says, shit, my grandkids are little people because they're under. Let's see. Oh, there you go. We were talking about why only one offensive player got a single digit, and Linda says DR did not want it, and the O-line cannot wear them. So,
oh, that's true.
Great job, Linda.
Yes, but we have tight ends. That's a thing that kind of shocked me because of Thomas Fedoni. I thought he might get one this year.
I want to agree with what I mean. The general consensus is that Ty Robinson appears to be built like a brick shit house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's all functional. I mean, he was. I feel like he got bigger in the offseason, and I hope that it doesn't affect his agility.
He actually didn't.
Oh, okay.
He didn't. I already looked it up because I was curious. He weighs the exact same that he did last season. And you know they updated this. They updated the roster. So if I'm not mistaken, it was 330 pounds, I think, is what he weighs. Oh, 310. 310, 6'6".
Justin, is this last year's numbers? 6'6", 3.25"? But
that Justin, what are you going off of there? He lost weight?
Mr. Rostovsky says that Thomas Fedoni and Ramir Johnson are the only offensive players that would have been up for it. So.
Yep. I agree with that. But they can only have 10. So. And the defense is pretty dang awesome.
That makes sense. I mean, I'm not disappointed at whatsoever that there are 9 of the 10 guys on with the single digits are defensive players. Fred makes a good point. The single digit thing is prestige, but maybe for guys like Fedoni, they just maybe didn't want one. So,
Melissa says he did lose weight.
I'd put money on Melissa knowing her shit. So she's never let
Melissa
me down.
knows. I mean, she makes me question myself.
As somebody should.
Thanks,
Raji
Melissa.
says, "Oh, you're right. 6'6", 310." So.
Okay.
Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
Husker fans of all ages, it's about that time to inform
What
you of the
time?
beer that I'm drinking tonight.
Oh, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Yingling. I'm keeping the status quo, but it's not just the Yingling. Until we get the Living in Omaha David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart podcast, canned coolies, which I think should be a thing. And honestly, he should be handing them out like the official realtor of the Five Heart. Like they should say all of that on there. Along with this, I don't do well with things. Along with this, I actually also got some of these in the mail. So check that out. So that's pretty sweet.
That is cool. That's awesome.
All right. So we have some starred comments, and I'm going to address them right now. The first one is a question for you, Minnie.
Oh, okay.
And it's from Roman Shreds. Minnie is really knowledgeable. Why are you so passionate as you are for Husker football?
You got to be passionate about something.
You're not wrong. You definitely have to be passionate about something.
Because I love them. I love them. I don't know. Do you have to have a reason?
Apparently.
Yeah. Why are you, Greg?
I was a blank slate when I got to Nebraska 21 years ago. And good people like Josh Hansen took me in. And, you get around people who are, have that type of passion, and it's infectious.
Yes.
Just so I'm going to say this. I'm going to cut Fred off before he says anything stupid or Fred-like. It's the only infection that I caught in Nebraska. It was my love for Husker football or Husker sports. I like the history of it, even though, I appreciate it with the benefit of hindsight because I didn't grow up in it. And, just when you're around, I'm going to basically restate what I just said. When you're around people who have that type of passion for something, you cannot be excited. I remember going to, oh crap, Josh would be able to tell me the name of the bar. Oh, it was 06, and we went and saw the Nebraska USC game in this bar, and it didn't end well for Nebraska. But it ended well, better for them than it did for the running back or fullback for USC who got his leg turned around. I remember that. Like legit carted off. The foot was facing the wrong direction.
That's it.
And, I just – you just can't help but get caught up in it. It's what it's what drove me to want to go to – I got asked randomly once, like, oh, this is 2012 when the schedule was out and I was doing – I don't know if Husker Locker was still around. I think it was maybe between Husker Locker and Coronation. And a guy by the name of James Stevenson, who I'd collaborated with over at Husker Locker, and I think he had a cup of coffee with Coronation before just getting busy with life. Nebraska was scheduled to play UCLA out at the Rose Bowl in a September game, and non-conference obviously. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. He says, man, I do a tailgate. You should come down. And so that right there was the basis for my wife and I going and having a vacation in LA and San Diego. Was we centered it around going to watch Nebraska football, and got to see some other friends of ours and whatnot. But you watch this fan base and you can't not get excited about things. Was it? I think Pat McAfee was talking about how no, it wasn't. It was a Husker. Okay, I'm not going to get
who
ahead.
you're going to say because it's number one on the notes.
Well, let's get to it then.
Well, hold a sec. I got to find where I put the picture. Oh, where did I put it?
No, Josh, it wasn't the Grove. It was the road behind Jokers. We're really getting into some dated information here. So the radio station that I worked at was right across from this bar called Joker's, which was kind of like the big college kid hangout, which was great because I parked at the radio station for work and was able to maintain my parking spot. And a lot of times I just walked across the street after work was done and didn't have to move my vehicle. So, yeah.
Well,
I
don't know what I did with that picture. Dang it. Well, I had a picture somewhere to share with you guys, so I apologize. It's lost.
Mistakes happen. You're forgiven.
Well, because it was such a cool picture. So Urban Meyer, he goes on The Herd, which is a Fox, a thing with what's his name? Colin
Cowherd.
Yes, Colin Cowherd. And they're talking about OSU, they're talking about Michigan, they're talking about who could be, win the national championship. Then he asks at the very end, what team do you think is going to surprise us all? And before Urban Meyer could even answer, he goes, I'll tell you mine. It's Nebraska. And then Urban Meyer goes, you just stole my answer. He said, people know this about me. I am a Nebraska fan. If I was a player, I'd love to go to Nebraska. The history, the stadium, the fans are incredible. And that right there is reason enough to be a fan. Then he also said, I think he's recruited well, as in Matt Rhule. Dylan, as in QB1, is a really good player. I like their coach. Their coach knows how to win. He's won at every level. They're good enough to make some noise. Now, to be clear, he said, he said, I don't think they're gonna, shock us all and win the national championship, but they're pretty good. Which was pretty awesome. Isn't that great? It's a good time to be a fan.
It is. And for everybody who grew up with the success, like the yearly kind of expectation of being in the top 5 or God forbid top 10, being that low, it's going to be really satisfying to get back to that level. For someone like me who came in after what would generally be considered the glory days of Nebraska football, and just to, again, live vicariously through YouTube videos and books and stories from John and Josh and other people, to see that day finally happen again, it's going to be a different type of satisfying. Because be like, oh, this is what it's like when things are really cooking. I think that's what I'm really. Again, I mean, I came on in the Bill Callahan era, really, and we had success obviously under Bo Pelini. We were winning 9-10 wins, a season, but we always knew in the back of our mind, oh, we're gonna lose a game we shouldn't, or we're gonna lose a game we should lose, but we're gonna lose by 40 points, and I think I'm fairly certain, like 89.5% certain that those moments are in the rear view. I don't think this is a team that's gonna get blown out by anybody.
I don't think so either, especially with that defense.
Remember, 9 of the 10 single digits are defensive players.
That says a lot. And they're voted on by the team. So that's what the team thinks as a whole. 120 players or whatever it is, 120 players vote for 10 players to get a number. That means they think that's how good the defense is. And these guys go up against the defense every day.
Yeah. And that's what I like. I've been slowly getting caught up on Chasing 3. So if there's been an episode out this week, I don't think I've seen it, but I believe I've seen 3 of the fall camp practice ones. And they've mentioned about I think one of the coaches is saying, and I apologize, I don't know exactly who said it, but like you got to have the in practice competition. You've got to have the ones going against the ones, and I don't think we've been doing that in the past, and it kind of shows on Saturdays. So the one, best against the best, that's what built Nebraska to the dynasty that it was. When you have offensive players saying the best defense was the one that we played during the week. By the time we got to Saturday, it was a day off almost. That says a lot. And is this defense going to be the best defense that these offensive players see all season? I don't know. Because they've got some heavy hitters in the lineup. But I can definitely say that they're going to be more prepared for it than they had in the pre-Matt Rhule era. So,
can I show a picture that I had screenshot it? It compares the 22 to the 23 defense for Nebraska, just to kind of give us a taste of. I mean, if we have this, upward trajectory that it seems like we have, then I think it's interesting to look at. Do you want to look at it?
I do, but I also want to highlight what Jason Reeves says.
Okay.
Kind of because he agrees with me. He says, that's a good point, Greg. Of course we want to win them all, but if our lads can avoid any 3+ touchdown losses, that's an accomplishment we haven't seen in over a decade. Also, having a positive turnover margin. Amen, brother. So, yes, please enlighten us with your graphic.
Yeah, my graphic is sideways. Hold on. Take another comment.
All right. Where's one that agrees with me? That's what we need.
Greg. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, let's back up a little bit. Jason Reeves says, I think in one of the chasing threes, they discussed the Tide dropped 20 pounds from his highest playing weight last season.
Oh, did they? Did I miss that?
Anything possible.
And we discovered it. Huh.
Highlander Gun, I think this is when we talk about like what brings our passion about. Highlander Gun says the season is the reason.
That's right. It's a good reason.
And Josh Hansen, when we're talking about the bar that we went and watched, I think maybe my first Nebraska game at was, I think it was the Sinister Grin, which, by the way, tremendous name for a bar.
That sounds like an awesome place to hang out.
Okay,
here it is. I got it.
All right.
There it is.
How in the world did you even get that to fit sideways? So.
Don't ask.
So comparisons between 2022 and 2023, for the benefit of the people who are just listening to this on a podcast form after the show ends. First of all, we miss you. We love you. We wish you were here with us live. But points per game, Nebraska improved from 27.6 to 18.3 points per game defensively. They shaved off over 110 total yards per game. They dropped the passing yards per game that they allowed from 225 to 210. They dropped the rushing yards allowed from 189 to 92. They dropped the yards per play from 5.48 to 4.62. And the third down percentage, which we have often lamented and shouted at the TV, get off the field, that third down percentage improved from 42.4 to 36.7. So tremendous improvement.
And that's what they're really working on, are the third down. So I can't wait to see kind of the stats, compared after this season.
Clay Casselder says, I thought the defense in 2022 was okay.
Clay.
And the only reason I say that's tough is it's tough to claim it as an okay defense when you're giving up almost 28 points a game. I mean, that's.
They also had Eric Chenander fired in September, and then Bill Bush had to go in. Remember, they weren't even tackling in practice. If it wasn't for Bill Bush going in, it would have been a total disaster.
I'm not sure that I put that one on the players. That's coaching staff's fault.
No, absolutely. It was coaching. Yeah,
and
I agree.
Aaron Rostovsky says, good step from one year to the next, but really need to really up the takeaways. Aaron, I need you to use the word really less. That's what I really need. Need to up the takeaways to be great. Yeah.
Yes.
And Linda dropping some data, some data points, some statistics. 6% of Nebraska's passes were interceptions last year with a 52% completion rate. And I don't know where this is in Minnie's hierarchy of notes. It looks like it's probably down at the bottom for the wait, I didn't scroll down far enough. Yeah, it's number 5, so we can't talk about it just yet. But I think we all know why those interceptions are going to go down and the completion percentage is going to go up. But we can't talk about it yet because it's number 5. It's a very natural segue to say it's going to be better because blah. But we can't do it because it's number 5. I get out of order, I'm going to hear about it. And Rostovsky, don't make me kick you out. Really, really.
Hey, Greg.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to take care of number 2?
I already did. I cleaned it off the floor earlier.
You're such a little boy. No wonder you have to deal with this kind of thing in your life.
Oh, come on. You set that up perfectly. You wanted me to come back with that. Yes.
Wait, can I say one thing? Melissa.
If it's only one thing.
It is only one thing.
And then we're going to have a very short rest of the show.
Okay. Melissa says, I heard Colorado Buffs haven't tackled all practice. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I can tell you one thing. They haven't sold out for the first game yet. They're not even close. You know, my husband, he got his master's degree from Colorado, and he got an email today.
Are you asking me or are you asking the...
It's kind of, a redundant question. Buy tickets now. So I know that they're kind of not filling in the seats like they did last year. What do you think about that, Greg? That's my one thing.
That's too long. You really stretched that out and put 2 or 3 things in the one thing. Like, I'm not surprised that they haven't sold
Colorado.
That's not going to be the last time we talk about Colorado in this show. You know that. I will say this. Jason Reeves with a great comment. Stoners don't plan ahead. If they ever sell out, it'll be 5 minutes before the game. Yep. We're going to play. Great comment there at 9:38. I'm going to start it for later. Don't think we'll forget about you. I think that true Colorado fans are already over the Neon Deion experiment. I'm not talking about the fans who follow the hype train. I'm talking about the alumni, the ones who are in the state. Deion has been a national name for 40 years. No, not 40 years. We'll say 30 plus years. He has been in the spotlight. And so because of that, his brand is strong. Can't deny it. That's why he has, so many advertisements and endorsements, sponsorship opportunities, things like that. His brand is strong. You say what you want about everything else. I mean, the reason they were able to flip the roster the way they did is because people wanted to go work for Coach Brown. And to an extent,
flipping the roster over and over again. They flipped it again.
Right.
And coaching.
But like we say, in regards to John Butler, who came on, he's the secondary coach, and in the chasing 3 and just in our obvious casual observation, we're like, oh, he just came from the Buffalo Bills, so he knows what these guys need to make it to the next level.
Yeah.
I'm going to say say this a lot. Deion Sanders knows quite a bit about what you need to excel at the next level. I don't agree with his coaching style or philosophy. I don't think that it's necessarily in the best approach to keep receipts. I don't know. Maybe you saw this, but there's the Colorado Sports Illustrated thing did an article about a Nebraska podcast that was talking shit about Deion Sanders. And in their article, it said,
Was it us?
No, it was. I don't even remember.
It would have been Fred if it was.
Honestly, if I remember correctly, and I may not, but I think it was Big Red Junkies, and I don't know them. I probably agree with them, but I don't know them. I've never spoke with them. But the article went on to say that they're not not credentialed, I should say. And I got to thinking, I'm like, do we want to tone down some of our rhetoric in case we ever want to try to get credentialed? Because we will have a reporter, a contributor, a writer in the press box on Saturdays, and I don't want to upset that. We took a little heat for John's epic post-game rant in Minnesota a couple years ago, but anyway, back to the Colorado situation. I think that I don't know what his payout is. Like, I could look, but I would be very surprised if Deion Sanders was still the head coach going into. I'll give him a little bit more leash, but going into the 2026 season.
Yes, I give him the end of this year.
Okay, and a lot of that's going to determine
just my thinking.
If he's successful, he might be able to parlay that into, coaching at the NFL. As an assistant coach, maybe that's where
he said, I don't want to coach at the NFL. He said that.
All I could say is if somebody offered him enough money, I have a feeling that what he has said in the past will be 86th out of there. And I also see, other comments and things like that elsewhere online is he'll be there until his kids are done there, so.
Yep.
All right.
His son is actually a senior, Linda. She wants to know if he's a junior.
Yeah, Linda. So I don't know if you've been, well, Linda, you're relatively new to Five Heart. I know you're not new to Coronation. You've been, Monday Night Therapy regular. Around here, we have a history of calling him Shittier Sanders. I know it's actually shittier, but Shittier Sanders. But Minnie's correct, senior. So.
Yep. There's some people who think he's going to be like a number 1 drafted in the NFL draft. So, I mean, he's a great quarterback. There's no denying that. It's just the rest of the team.
Yeah, I don't even think he's.
And we were able to sack him quite a few times last year. If you remember.
I think he's pretty pedestrian, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's elite.
Are you kidding? Oh, he is. He's great. No, I hate to say it, but he is great. I would love to agree with you. Trust me. But he is fantastic.
All right,
now,
so
do I think he's as good as our quarterback? No.
I want to pull up a comment from early in the show. 9:05, and it's very timely that you're taking a drink because Linda says, "Hey, Greg, I think you're being taken advantage of regarding your beer drinking by Minnie. Minnie, are you taking advantage of me? I feel like I would know. That is a fake water glass. She has buttery Chardonnay.
In a straw? Through a straw.
I mean,
no.
I've seen it happen.
What? No.
I have seen it happen. I have seen people drink wine out of those types of cups before.
I don't even have wine here.
Yeah, because it's in your cup.
This house.
It's all in your cup.
Okay.
Yeah. Tiger Shark Driver says, I've done worse. All right. Let's
Done worse by
utilize
what?
drinking Chardonnay out of a plastic cup with a straw.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to use this opportunity to thank you all for being here tonight. We are approaching the 46-minute mark of this fine show. We think it's fine. You're here, so obviously you like it as well. But it's a great opportunity for us to remind you that if you haven't already and you're on YouTube, make sure that you like this episode and really all the videos that you see on the Coronation YouTube channel. Subscribe to said channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell. Minnie, can you help point to the bell, please? People don't know where the bell is. That is not on. You are pointing on the wrong corner. I don't know what you're
not.
I don't know what in my screen it's all the way over in the far corner, and you were pointing to the middle of the screen. Like right, no, yeah, now angle down. Yeah, there. That's where the bell is on my screen. If you point the other direction, you're pointing at me.
Okay, guys, am I pointing at the bell now? Or am I pointing at the bell now? This way, Minnie's way, or Greg's way?
I'm actually really curious.
This is going to drive me crazy.
Do you mirror your camera?
I think.
Point.
Can you read that?
I mean, it looks like an N.
No, the bottom. Does it say Go Big Red?
It does say Go Big Red.
Does it say Huskers down here?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so it's mirrored.
Okay. I don't know.
Greg's way? Nuh-uh.
You know what? I don't know. Linda might just be saying that because she likes me. Oh, wait, Melissa? Melissa says it's Greg. Josh says Greg's way, unfortunately. Thanks, Josh. It's good to see you're here tonight, sir.
So weird. This is so weird. Why can't I tell? Why I don't understand. Why is it not that way on my screen?
Rostovsky says, if I say Greg is right, will I get this post read? Yes. Yes. If y'all haven't learned by now, you just agree with Greg, or compliment Greg.
Tell Greg how beautiful he is. He needs that.
Hold on. Let's get the smolder going. No.
I like Linda's comment here. Can I show this?
No, because we're still doing
that. Glass looks red, and it is it's an N for Nebraska. And Greg's t-shirt looks, what's that color?
It's red. It's the Coronation.
Orange.
Straight from.
You know what it is?
Hold on. We're going to get there. Hold on. Let's do this. You can get your very own red shirt, Linda Wilkins, at cobbycorn.com. And then you can also say, my goodness, yes, it just must be something with my screen because this is clearly red, just like Greg's shirt. Orange my ass.
Poor Greg.
Poor Greg indeed.
Just can't win for losing. You would think we would all feel bad for you for the week that you've had, but no, we just keep piling on.
Wait, is this red?
That's red.
Yeah. It's red.
No.
See? It is.
It's slightly off. It is slightly off.
You are full of shit.
No, I'm not.
Here's what. Hey, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, enters the chat and comes in swinging. Why isn't Minnie wearing official Coronation merch?
Because it doesn't fit me.
You can get a different size.
Yeah, it's all way too big.
You know what? That sounds like a you problem. All right. I'm sorry.
They're huge. I bought plenty. Trust me. They're huge. They don't come in women's sizes. I don't know why.
Matney with the question of the night from Aaron Keene. Fred says Greg's life is in shambles. Minnie pisses on his head and tells him he still sucks. And Josh says, for the record, Greg's shirt looks redder than it ever has tonight on my TV. Thank you, Josh.
He had to adjust the color to say that.
And Linda
He's
already has the
adjusting.
man-killing mastodons in black. So
It's big and loose, isn't it, Linda? It's roomy.
living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, Minnie's telling you to start eating.
To fill out the t-shirts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Rostovsky, we all just got size shamed by Minnie. She's like, they don't have them in my petite.
I've ordered them in small. I know.
Order them in small. This is September 6th, Kincaiders at Haymarket. When we get that like group photo, I jokingly always say, all right, tall people in the front, short people in the back. And I'm going to say that again. And you will disappear.
No, I won't. With heels, you don't know how tall I'll be.
Read this from Fred. I need you to read this one.
Oh my gosh. Fred Sacco. Wow.
Come on, read it. Read it.
I can't read that.
Read it.
I think it's a dirty joke.
That's the point. I don't know. Are you new to the show? Like, you've been on here 8 months. Read the comment. We're not going to move forward until you read the comment.
Fred Sacco says,
wait. Give it the proper inflection and enthusiasm. Do it right. No. Do it justice. And do it justice.
No. I will say it the way that I want to say it. It's big and loose. The description of the average Iowa cheerleader.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, that's what's possible. Next, Greg?
Josh says, I'm going to look like Ty Robinson in the coordination pick, 10 inches taller than everyone. That'd be great. All right. The last bit under housekeeping is a friendly reminder for everybody to go buy John Johnston's book, Been Dead, Never Been to Europe. You will not regret this. Every coordination follower, everyone who loves John as much as we love John.
Everyone needs it.
Should have this book. And here's the thing. I'm not 100% sure that John's going to be in Lincoln yet. I'm taking my book with me to get it autographed. If you all buy the book, he can probably afford to go to Lincoln. So help a man get to the game.
Yeah. Buy several books. He has like 3 of them.
He does. He has obviously Been Dead, Never Been to Europe. He says Manage Your Damage, and then the curious case
History
of the
dent. The dent in his head.
Dent in his head.
Which I'm very curious. I really hope I get to feel that dent. Is there really a dent?
I've asked. He didn't let me touch his head. I don't think he'll let you touch his head.
He might. It's like rubbing a genie bottle.
Linda, I do not believe there is a hardcover option for the book. I'm sorry.
Okay. And Josh reminds everyone to smash that like button, baby.
Yeah, what the hell's baby? All right.
Next, we have, again, we're going to actually focus on the new single digits. Defensive lineman. Jamari Butler. Oh, crap.
Okay. What?
Greg, I wasn't as organized as I usually am. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're laughing at this.
I'm not.
I'm curious.
I'm just waiting. While you do that, we're gonna.
There he is. Oh my gosh, that's the worst picture I could have chosen.
That's a very. That is an oddly specific image. Like, is there a reason you picked that image, Minnie?
I can't believe I chose that image. I don't know why.
I think we're just going to go ahead. We probably just need to hide that one. All right. We all know who Jabari Butler is. I think if I remember correctly, he has a very nice Dodge Charger.
Okay,
Melissa
so
says,
he
you're
was
slipping, Minnie.
I know. That's really bad. I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyways, he's number 1 now.
Josh says, what the fuck am I
Believe
watching?
that.
Linda says, too much Chardonnay, possibly, Minnie.
No, I did
That's
no.
not the background on Minnie's phone. It's mostly the background, but it's got Dylan's face superimposed.
Oh my gosh. So I didn't take the picture, okay? I just happened to copy a picture that was there.
Josh says, that dude looks like he could lose pole vault at the Olympics, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh. Poor Jamari Butler.
I don't think we feel sorry for I don't feel sorry for Jamari Butler at all. That man is blessed.
I didn't need to make him look like a symbol of some sort. Okay. He's a junior.
He's a symbol of virility. That's all it is.
Oh gosh. He was the sacks leader from last year with 5.5 tackles for loss.
Minnie, stop putting the picture up there.
I didn't do that. And I said that he's the perfect trio to the front 3 on the D line. So, yeah. Can we move on? Do I have another picture? Oh. I hope I have another picture.
Aaron Keene, by the way, for the benefit of those who are just listening to this show, there's a reason we do this show at 9:00 at night. Aaron Keene comes in, quote, sack leader, classic. Look, if you are just listening to this show, God bless you. Whether you're, if you're on the road, at home, at work, wherever, if you're listening, we appreciate you. You're kind of missing out on some of these. Yeah, I mean, theater of the mind is great, but Minnie continually gosh, Minnie, stop.
Stop.
Putting the picture of Jamari Butler's on screen is classic. What a this is best show ever.
Okay. So then number 3 is this guy.
Marquise Buford Jr.
Yes, Marquise Buford Jr. Defensive back who's going to be starting at cornerback next week. He's only a junior. Did you?
I always thought he was a safety. Did he and Malcolm Hartzog just switch in the offseason? For left, I honestly always thought that Marquise Buford Jr. was a safety.
Yeah, and I think they were short on cornerbacks.
And it might have been, because we had Quentin Newsome last year.
Yep.
We've had, I feel like you say that he's a junior absolutely floors me. Because I feel like he was there with like Cam Taylor-Britt.
I think because he got injured last year, remember?
Yeah.
Actually, he's had 2 injuries. So that's why. Yeah. Yeah. So he's coming off of a redshirt injury season last year. He played safety for the first 3 seasons at Nebraska. You're right. And Matt Rhules said, I think he's played excellent this camp. We have fast receivers, and he's played really well against them. So
2 comments I want to address here regarding Marquise Buford Jr. One, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart podcast, says, I guess he was not awarded with a single day. He was. And again, I know you got here a little late. Hey, you were out there wheeling and dealing, and nothing but my respect, sir. But he is number 3 here.
Number 3.
So we have Nash Hutmacher. We have Jamari Butler. Jamari probably, based on some of the other research and photo gathering that Minnie's done, probably need a couple other hands to cover himself up there. Isaac Gifford, Marquise Buford as number 3. So mildly incorrect. He did get a single jersey. And then Linda says it's probably best to stay away from the groin area pictures, Minnie. Not only is that comical, but as you recall, Linda, she can't say the word groin. Even though it is an honest-to-God medical term, she can't do it.
Okay, there's a lot of medical terms that normal people don't say. Just so you know.
So if
lots of them.
If David had a medical incident from hiking,
don't even ask me. If he has something there, he's on his own.
From mowing the yard. You wouldn't come in here the next week and be like, oh, yeah, gosh, David pulled his groin.
Oh, no. Nope. Okay. We're not talking about it. Nope.
All right. Whatever.
And trust me, he wouldn't want me to talk about it.
Look, we all want our women to talk about it, okay?
Oh my gosh. That is so gross. Nobody wants to talk about it. Okay. Can we move on?
I feel like we probably better. All right, so we're going to talk about number 4 now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Number 4. Who is? No. Number 4.
Well, I just thought that was before they...
Oh, you couldn't see it.
No, I can't see it. Oh, yeah, I can. Oh. But I just don't see number 4 in there because he's number 80.
It's number 80. He used to be number 80.
I know what you're thinking, Melissa, and I'm right there with you.
What? Number 80 is the wide receiver transfer. Oh, good night, Linda. He's the wide receiver transfer from Wake Forest.
This is a fact.
So we get him for a year. And I find that he's the only offensive player that got awarded a single-digit jersey, number 4. And I find it fascinating that the team as a whole chose him because they've only had how many months to get to know him?
6 tops. 7.
At the very, yeah. And he's made that much of an impact on them. And he says, as one of the older guys, he says, just because I'm older than them doesn't mean I can't learn from them. Which I think is I think that's really a humble statement. And he said, about him, they said he shows up every day trying to make everyone else better, trying to make the team better, trying to give of himself to others. He's got gratitude. He's not entitled. He's special, and he makes other people special. I kind of want to be around him. He sounds awesome.
Very uplifting.
And he also has game. Yeah.
And game recognizes game, Minnie. I don't know if you know that or not.
That's a good point, Greg. Yeah, it does.
Those are the only type of points that I have.
No, they're not. But that one was good. Game does recognize game. Because as Rhules said in the last Chasing 3, if you're selfish, you want to be around selfish people. If you're a baller, like if you're good, you want to be around people who are good. You recognize it. What you have, you recognize in other people.
What if you're a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala? Okay, let me ask you, we all know that song, but without looking it up, could you tell me who actually sings that song or raps that song? Who's the artist attributed to that track?
Nope. Nope.
Someone by the name of Lil Troy.
Oh.
And that song, to make everybody here feel old, that song was released in 1998. Wow. Oh, god dang. Zizak knew what's up.
Hey, he knows.
George Strait.
George.
The king. Nope. Fred says, we've already seen one baller tonight.
Jeez.
It's a gift that keeps on giving, like that Jelly of the Month Club. All right, so who is, you know what? Can I take the lead on the next one?
I wish you would.
I
don't think.
No, why would we? Why would we?
Why
Up next is the individual who is granted.
I was talking to you. That's why.
It's possible. All right. Well, you put it up there, and I'll discuss.
There he
Tommy
is.
Hill.
There he is.
Junior. Right? It's junior. It's not senior.
No, he is a junior.
Yeah.
No. He's a senior. That's why I put it there. He's a senior. This is his last year.
Isn't his name like Tommy Hill Jr.? Or is it just Tommy Hill? Regardless. Anyway.
Just Tommy Hill.
He's a senior. I'm sorry. He's going to be wearing number 6. He's going to be handling kick returning duties as well as cornerback. And last year, of course, he did play a little on the offensive side of the ball. Matt Rhules been nothing but positive about Tommy Hill from day one, referring to him as a major athlete. He is a projected first-round draft pick in Field Yates ESPN mock draft, going number 32 to the 49ers. That's incredible. Honestly, I don't know the last time that Nebraska had a first-round pick, probably Ndamukong Suh, if I had to guess.
2011. Okay,
so it wasn't Ndamukong Suh.
I forget who it was, but it was 2011.
There you go. Prince Mukamara. TSD on the ball. Rostovsky wants to know, why are his pants so loose, Minnie?
Okay, really? Oh my gosh.
You might want to start putting some buttery Chardonnay in that cup.
I know, just to deal with you guys. I always thought I needed to be clear-minded to deal with you guys. Now it's like, what the heck? What have I gotten myself into? One picture and it all just goes to hell.
Oh, it wasn't just one picture. You signed up for this months ago. All that being said is, you would think that you say you thought you needed to be clear-minded. Do you know us at all? Like, you were among the Chatterfields over here long before you sat in the chair. You knew what you were getting into, and you still think, honestly, I would say, you know what? I need something to drink just to get through the show. Like, that's why I do it. And I really like the taste of beer. Yingling Lager, America's oldest brewery.
Okay.
Still waiting on that endorsement deal.
Yes. You covered Tommy Hill perfectly.
We can say hell, but not groin. They're both places. One's just a fiery place, and the other's a place on the body. All right. Okay. So Tommy is tied for the Big Ten lead. He has 13 passes defended during the regular season, and he's 4th with his 4 interceptions. So I know they addressed it earlier in the Chasing 3. I think it was earlier in the offseason in some of the, I guess, adjustments and conversations that Tommy had with Matt Rhule and company. I think he's in a really good place, and I think he's really poised to succeed. Is poised an okay word?
It's not. You know how I feel about that word too.
Poised? Or do you just not like the OI sound?
I don't.
Because you don't like groin, you don't like poised, you don't like moist. I'm so.
It's just.
My brain is broken.
Know. Every time I hear that word, I think of Coach Fleck saying.
I know, but
That's
gotta
our
go with that.
this is our season. We are gonna show. And that was his word. He loved it. He loved that word. And PJ Fleck, just saying that word over and over again, just like haunts me. Gross. No, I definitely don't.
Can I read this one or should I not?
I don't think you should. That just sounds gross. It
I don't
sounds
think it does. Fred said, again, we have to do it for the benefit of people who are just tuning in on
well.
the audio version.
What if the people that are tuning in are my 10-year-old daughter?
First of all, you should probably vet the show a little bit more before you let her listen to it.
She's
don't know if
not
you know this.
listening.
I was
She
gonna
has
say, 'cause
no interest in this.
I say some 4-letter words, and I don't. But Fred says, Minnie, do you not like a poised, moist groin?
Fred.
You know what? This is probably our safest bet. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says we need an approved words list. I'm afraid that the only words on that list would be Dylan Raiola. That's why I'm like, I don't want the show to be censored. It's not what we're doing here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep your kids away from the show.
They stay away. Can we move on to the next person?
How does Minnie feel about bands whose frontman is Bret Michaels? Where are you at on Poison?
I actually that's not Poison. Is Bret Michaels Poison? Or was it? No, you're right. It is Poison. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
And here's the thing. You grew up in that era.
No, I didn't.
You weren't alive in the 80s?
Yes, I was.
Because I was alive
and
in
it
the
was
80s.
Fantastic. It was the best time.
Did you
ever.
buttery Chardonnay the 80s away that you forgot that Bret Michaels was the frontman for Poison?
No, here's where I lost Bret Michaels. It was all the reality TV shows. It just killed me. But I love Poison.
Aaron Keene says Minnie stock is plummeting by the minute.
I know. It's disgusting. I have these secret little things that I didn't plan to share with you guys. Poison was like, a secret. I don't know why it was brought up.
Every rose has its thorn.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but a good time.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear when you hear Poison, you think of Poison hit songs, like what's another one that comes to your mind?
Oh, I don't know. I can't even think right now. I have no idea.
I'm the one drinking.
But I can sing every single word. I can sing every single word of any song you bring up. But you don't want me to sing. Trust me.
I don't think you can.
I can.
So in 1986, look what the cat dragged in. The band Poison put out a little song called Talk Dirty to Me.
Talk dirty to me.
I can't do that. I'm married, man. Weird.
Okay.
Groins and roses. Thank you, David. All right. Up next is number 7, the junior Malcolm Hartzog. He's a true freshman 2 years ago, where he led the team with 3 interceptions, 22 total tackles, including 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass breakups. Last year, he moved positions. He started at safety, but ended up at the cornerback position where he will be this year. That's a kid who loves playing football.
No, he will not be at the cornerback position. He will be at the safety this year.
What did I say?
So last year, you said
I said he started at safety and ended up at corner.
where he will be this year, but he will be at safety this year.
That's what I said.
Wait, how do you figure you said that?
I'm making enough as I go. He's going to be a safety again.
Yes.
Tremendous.
Yeah. And we know Evan Cooper kind of, he explained to us that it was his fault that Malcolm didn't have as great of a year as far as his numbers because they kept moving him around. In fact, they started him at safety 3 times, and then they started him at corner 7 times. So when you don't know which position you're going to play from week to week, I think it's hard to have that consistency.
Oh, 100% agree. And Melissa says, no, Greg. I'm like, I know. I should be silly. I feel like that's a no. You like rolled up newspaper, whacking my nose, or hit me with the spray bottle. So.
Okay.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says, look how much more the word groin is said now that we know it bothers Minnie. That's true. We and Jamari, that's not it. We and Jamari Butler have really upped the groin game
Gosh.
on this show.
Really? Oh, really?
I like how you diverted your eyes like, no, can't look at that. No, that is.
But I do have that picture on my computer. Just FYI.
I'm not surprised at all.
If I wanted to, but I don't.
I would not be surprised if next week we see that it has been enlarged. I mean, not that it can get much bigger. Framed and hung up behind you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Aaron's trying to challenge me. So when I was doing terrestrial radio and I was doing live sports play-by-play, like high school basketball, football, I would say, I remember I made a really obscure reference, and a buddy of mine who I didn't know was listening, but he texted me, he's like, did you just say this? I said, yeah. He's like, cool. Next week, he texted me, he's like, hey, try to work this into your into the game, into the broadcast, and I did.
So how are you going to work that?
By just saying whacking. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do there. Rostovsky, sorry. All right, so that's Malcolm Hartzog. Up next, we still have a questionable kicking game, which means that we're just going to move on. Because I can't. I honestly, here's the thing. This is where I'm at. We're an hour and 18 minutes into this thing.
Okay.
And we haven't even got to the juiciest news of the week. We're on part 4.
It is juicy.
We have 5, 6, etc. I just don't know how much time I feel like giving special teams this week.
Craig, do you know if I actually spend the time to look things up and type them, just in the past, I've been like, okay, Greg, it's fine. You don't have to, because I yield the floor to the senator from Illinois. But it takes a while.
So what I'm saying, or what I'm hearing, is that you want your efforts validated by giving them screen time. And you just dipped out. Your screen went black. Is that really? A you thing? Is that a you thing or a me thing?
That would be you.
I'm back. Where are you?
Are you not there?
Minnie.
Greg.
All right, y'all, let me know if you can hear this, see this. I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm going to keep drinking beer.
Greg, can you not hear me? What the heck is going on here, people? Greg? Hello? All right, I guess I'm the only one. Greg somehow left us. Greg got, yeah, I think he actually left. So it's just me. Hello. And this seems to happen quite a lot to us. So now I will talk about the kicking game and how it's still questionable. But Ed Foley, he took the podium and he said that kicking is quantifiable. Quantifiable. So what that means is basically however many kicks they make at that many yards away, they can just say, okay, well, that's the percentage that this kicker can make. That's the percentage this kicker can make. And that at this point, it looks like Tristan is about 90%. And it's very possible that we could also see John Hull because he is doing great things. Even Nico Ottamanelli could be out there. And then Coach Roll went on Husker Nightly, I think it was last night, and he said the same thing. He reiterated the same thing, how he, at this point, they don't know. It'll be more like next week, and then we'll talk the kicking game again. So, no questions about the long snapper. So that's reassuring. And for the depth chart for the offensive line, they have at left tackle, Turner Corcoran. Justin Evans will be the left guard. Ben Scott is at center. Micah Mazzcua is at the right guard. And Bryce Benhart is at the right tackle. And that is literally verbatim what I thought it was going to be. I did a preview for the offensive line in April, and I wasn't so sure Turner Corcoran was going to actually get over his foot injury, so I had Teddy Prohaska in there as left tackle, but everybody else, Justin Evans, Ben Scott, well, we actually have 3 returning starters. So Turner Corcoran started, Ben Scott started, and Bryce Benhart. They all started last year, and actually the year before last year Ben Scott got here. So Justin Evans and Micah Mazzcua are the 2 new starters for us, which I'm really excited about them. Their sizes are great, and we've only seen great things from Justin Evans, and Micah Mazzcua is that transfer that came from, I think he was originally at Baylor. So, and he was at Florida. Hi.
Hi. What'd I miss?
That was you. That was you, wasn't it?
Ended up being me, yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I hope I wasn't the one blacking out and just talking to myself.
No, you're great.
Okay. Glad you're back, Greg. Thanks for joining us.
I'm very I'm so confused and concerned by some of these comments. I don't know if you've addressed any of them while I was gone.
No, I haven't. I was just talking about the kicking game, and then I went to offensive line. Since you weren't here, I thought, okay, then I can talk about what I want.
That's fair. Jason Reeves says, we're all here. Rostovsky says, we see both of you. Melissa says, I can see both. This is a couple minutes ago. Jason says, Greg get naked. No. Rostovsky says, Greg looked like he was freezing, and now he's gone. TSD says, Greg got hacked.
I know.
Well, better get the special teams talking, Minnie. Fred says Greg is pretending he can't hear Minnie, but I bet he has to take a pee and reevaluate his life choices for a few. Let's see. Jordan. Jason Reeves says, if I were producer, Greg would come back in a banana hammock. It's a good thing you're not the producer. Let's see. Yep, that's what I said, Fred. Thank God you're not the producer.
Do you have
Josh
a storm
is in here, but
or
late as
something there?
always. No, I have no idea what just did. I'm on my now I'm on my hotspot for my phone. I don't know what happened. Just just pooped out. So Verstowski says, "Oh, Greg's back. We weren't talking special teams or anything." And Fred says, "No, Greg, Minnie dropped a 4-minute manifesto on how your weight loss is negligible and she thinks he's slow."
Greg, I wouldn't talk about you behind your back.
Well, I know. You waste no opportunity to talk about me in front of people while I'm here. So
that's right.
All right. So where are we at? Did we get through our special team situation? Can we move on? Okay,
the only thing that we haven't done is this guy. Can I add him? Ooh.
Yep.
He got in trouble.
I mean, that's. I honestly don't know how much of that he was aware of. I think it's one of those. He has to fall on the sword as well as the wide receiver coach here. Yeah, I don't know, because I just don't think that Kirk is very bright. I'm not talking about football bright, but in the new age of with technology and recruiting and things like that, I think he delegates quite a bit of that. So, but because it happened under his roof, I think that he again fell on the sword as well. So, is that me being too nice to Kirk?
Yeah, actually, I think. I don't know.
See,
I guess if I I don't know.
Kirk wasn't aware of it. Fred said nobody notified him via telegraph.
I would like to know exactly what he did. I know it was something in the recruiting with Kate McNamara, so I'm just curious. But he will not be there. I believe it has
something to do with addressing or not addressing, reaching out, contacting Cade McNamara before the transfer portal window opened. A lot of times he said in the corporate world or things like that, it's more it's like breach of contract to pursue an individual who's under contract elsewhere. So
yes. There's so few NCAA rules that actually make sense.
Fred says, "See, Minnie, telegraph was a communication form that existed before telephone." In Dylan.
Nothing.
Now you see him, Minnie. Oh my God. Get this man off my screen, please.
Who?
That guy.
Oh, you didn't like that?
It was time to go.
Done. Now this is your part where you said, "Minnie, please add this." You sent me a message. So I added it.
I did. And that is the fact that it was announced earlier this week that Nebraska will not be utilizing an alternate uniform in 2024.
Which I actually am okay with. How do you feel about it?
What are you doing? What changes are you making to my system down here?
Was I doing something?
Yeah, like half the pictures that were up there are gone, including the ones that I have for the rest of the show.
No, Greg, they left whenever you left.
That's horseshit. No, that's not time for that yet.
True.
Go back. Okay.
I don't touch your stuff, Greg. Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
No, so I have images. One was sent, well, two were sent to me. That you're going to be okay with it, I promise. When we get to the next section, I'm all right with the fact that there are no alternate uniforms for Nebraska. Yes. There's nothing wrong with that classic look.
I love it.
Yeah. And I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. A lot of the alternate uniform options that we have missed the mark.
I agree.
So let's take some time off. Let's reevaluate. I didn't hate last year's where they just had the little blue outline. It was because it wasn't a grand departure. Like I'm old and I don't like change, Minnie. So
I know.
Me and
that's not. Let's be honest, Greg. That's not because you're old. That's just because you're Greg.
That's fair. Me and living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, we're both okay with the classic look. Like, look, here's the thing. No. I'm gonna draw a parallel.
Okay.
This is an allegory. All right. If you have the world's greatest chocolate chip cookie recipe, why would you change it?
It's true. Why would you? How can you improve on perfection?
You can't.
Another excellent point, Greg.
It's 2 tonight. Look out, world. I don't know what this means. But yeah, so let's just stick with the classics. Rostovsky, I'm going to punch you when I see you in a few weeks. Just know you got one coming. He says there are better cookies. There are no better cookies than the world's greatest chocolate chip cookie recipe. I promise you.
Yeah.
All right. What? No, David, no. No. Chocolate chip's the best. Look. Homemade chocolate chip cookies are the reason I'm the fat ass that I am, okay? Like, seriously. Only chocolate chip cookies, not my lack of...
Okay, so you like what you like. You don't like to, like, when you go to the grocery store, for instance, it has to be this, and you're not going to explore other options? Is that what you're saying?
I'll explore other grocery options, but when it comes to a chocolate chip cookie, a great homemade chocolate chip cookie, you don't go off script. You don't go off book. Have you ever heard the phrase, if it's not broke, don't fix it?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at with chocolate chip cookies. That's where we're at in Nebraska uniforms.
Okay. Oh, wait. Now, no.
We both saw it at the same time.
Chocolate chip
I'm not going to do that.
in chocolate.
No, can't do it. Too messy. It's too damn messy. But Mr. Matney says that if Minnie ate more cookies, you could sport a Coronation merch.
I'm going to be sporting merch. My grandmother used to make chocolate chip cookies, especially for me, and she would put them in the freezer, and I love frozen chocolate chip cookies. They are so good. That just reminded me of that, and I haven't had those in years. It's such a weird thing. But she'd put them in the freezer because I would only eat them when I'd go visit, and it wasn't like every day.
Right, so they need to be fresh. I'm getting yelled at by Jason Reeves. He says they've been off script for 20 years, Greg. TSD says that I wish our helmets were actually cream again and not white.
Yeah, me too.
Josh says, I don't know. By the way, I'm so sorry we got on a cookie tangent, but I'm kind of
That's
also
actually
here for it.
A really good point. Can we go back to that comment real quick?
No.
Just really quick.
No. Because I don't remember which one it was, and that's okay.
It was the cream we'll comment.
I'll start for a minute from now. We're talking cookies.
Okay.
Josh says, I used to be known for going on 5-minute rants at work when people brought in oatmeal raisin instead of chocolate chip. Who is buying these shit-ass cookies? Fair. Let's see. I saw some macadamia nut ones. That's good. Flies Goodbyes is back all right.
Hello. And Greg's internet is spotty.
I mean, like it's saying am I here? Can you still hear me?
You're here. You're here. You're
Okay, good
here.
enough.
You're present. I can hear you great.
Perfect. All right, let's back up. TSD says, I wish our helmets were actually cream again, not white.
Yeah.
And you wanted to double down or back up and address this.
Because that is our color. Cream. Scarlet and cream. It's not scarlet and white.
Mhm.
Who made that change and why?
I don't have that
It's
answer.
old school and I like it. Can we go back to the cream, please?
I'd be for it. I'd absolutely be for it. And do you think we would have to go back to more of a scarlet? I mean, is our current red too bright? Maybe
No, it's
I'm
scarlet.
wearing red and you're wearing scarlet. I can't tell because your
No,
lighting is weird.
you're definitely not wearing red.
I'm not going to read that one. Y'all are on your own. Okay, let's get to what's probably the biggest topic. Minnie's most excited to talk. That's why she saved it for last, so you can build up to this crescendo. Notice I use that word crescendo. There are other words I could have used. I didn't want to. I didn't want to cause any situations. But yes, the true freshman, Dylan Ryle, is named starting quarterback. Minnie.
He's not going to be losing that 15.
That's right, because
He is
Malachi
the
Coleman was
starting
spotted
quarterback.
in number 11.
Malachi was. And I think we all knew this was coming. Some of us knew, some of us were in denial, but it makes sense.
Who was in denial?
Greg Mazzcua, the senator from Illinois.
Nobody knows that guy. He sounds like a dumbass.
The
I bet you
putz
his
from
kids shit
Illinois.
on his floor.
Poor Greg. Oh, Greg. Well, I think we all kind of knew it was coming. But the
Did
question
we?
now is who's going to be QB? Who's going to be QB2?
Heinrich Haarberg.
Are you positive?
Why not? I'm wrong about everything else. Why not just take a shot in the dark?
Okay.
So you have this. Best friend of the show, Josh. Just saying something because that's a bit of an upgrade. But I'm here largely because of him. I'm a Husker fan largely because of Josh. He sent this tweet to me earlier, and I screenshot it. He got mad at me because he thought I was just being a dipshit who was sending him the same thing he sent me. But he sent me the screenshot. I want to share it with you because I know Minnie. I just know how.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Greg again? What happened? That's not the screenshot. Greg,
Oh no, sorry.
what are you doing to me?
This is at the buzzer. Says Matt Rhule at Baylor. First year 1 win. Second year 7 wins. Third year 11 wins. Matt Rhule at Nebraska. First year 5 wins. Add a Dylan Raiola. Second year 15 wins. Third year 39 wins.
I agree with that math. Whoever
So
wrote
I knew
that
you would appreciate
equation,
it.
genius. They must have a very high IQ.
It's at the buzzer 1 on X. Should you ever need to know that.
I totally
and while
agree.
we're talking, I also got an email this week. An email with a graphic, custom-made graphic, just for you. And also, we'll address that. Says Greg, now that Raiola has been anointed QB1, the attached graphic is a circa 2029 crystal ball projection of the North End Zone Hall of Fame / All-American / Heisman honoree display. Look to the right of Ndamukong Suh. So I'm going to share that with you all. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Maybe you won't be able to see it at all. But the newest name next to Ndamukong Suh on the bottom right is Dylan Raiola. So, what do you think about that, Minnie?
I think it's the best picture ever. Yes, I hope so. Oh, that is great. That's fantastic. That's actually all of our hopes and dreams. Think about it.
Well, yeah, nobody wants to see the kid lose. Nobody wants to see the kid fail. We all want him to succeed. And think about it. I am not, in a way that Scott Frost's success was tied to Adrian Martinez, I don't want to put that much pressure and burden on Dylan Raiola. I don't want to say, as Dylan goes, so goes Nebraska, but I do know that a rising tide lifts all ships, lifts all boats, It's time. He's the guy. He's going to be the dude, and we're all going to have to get behind him. And just because I know it's you, Minnie, we'll let you be first.
You mean in front of him, because we need to protect him. That's what this offensive lineman has to do.
We are not offensive linemen. We are fans.
I'm living through them.
You can't be the center just so he'll touch your butt.
That's so weird. Okay. I would not give him a low snap. I do know that.
Is that an innuendo or a double entendre? I'm not entirely sure what's going on here.
Me either. Let's move on to another. Let's see. Flies Goodbye wants to talk about the other guy that we haven't mentioned tonight.
The other guy. Jalen Gramstead, the NAIA Player of the Year.
Yeah, he's supposed to be quite experienced. And he also has that winning mentality. And Flies Goodbye says he hasn't heard a lot about the newest QB guy, Gramstead, but he is supposed to be quite the experienced winner. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him quite a lot. We haven't really seen the third backup quarterback in years past very often, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him regularly. What do you think?
Really? I hope that we don't have to. If I'm being honest.
I think we're going to get just so far ahead of ourselves that Dylan doesn't need to play, and then, he's a throwing
Heinrich
quarterback. Then? Yeah, well, I'm not so sure Heinrich has. We'll see. We'll see. I love your guy. Trust me, I love him. He's a Nebraska guy.
You love to.
I love him.
You love to do to him what one of my boys did to my floor.
No.
You love to shit on that guy.
Sure if I feel 100% comfortable with him managing a game. That's all. But, thank goodness it's not up to me. Right?
I love you, Justin Rauji. Mr. Rauji comes in with a great bit of knowledge here. If you listen to how Rhule talked about QBs last night, Heinrich Haarberg will be back up, and Daniel will go in if needed to. Maybe Gramstead can gain ground later in the year. Justin Rauji.
You think that's what Justin sounds like? Is that what Justin sounds like?
No, it's not what Justin. I smoked 8 cartons of cigarettes earlier today. Pretty soon I'm gonna be talking about a little box right here in my throat, and I'm not gonna be able to have a hole. Moving on. No, I honestly I don't know how, with the exception of Josh, who I've conversed with and again known for over 20, about 20 years. I don't know what anybody sounds like in real life except for you and John. I'm really excited for September 6th at Kincaiders in Haymarket for our little coronation casual gathering, and I hope
Show
that
of
as
hands
many
of
of these
who's
people.
coming. I'll be there.
Wait, you mean who's going to Kincaiders?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll be there.
Two. There's two of us. Wait, am I pointing at Greg right now?
No, now you're pointing the opposite side. This is a really great. Yes, ma'am. This Fred Sacco comment here saying "loving you" via your voice box, Greg. That is a deep, deep OG South Park cut right there.
Yay! Look at this.
Eric
Rostovsky will be there.
Yeah, he just said when and where. Mr.
Okay.
Raji's going to be there.
Raji, yeah. Oh, yes.
By the way,
him and I have been buddies, and finally going to meet him. So I'm so excited.
Josh says, I'm going to Kincaiders, but will only be breathing heavy.
Okay.
It's going to be a good time. I'm really looking forward to a weekend. Seeing all of you. Yeah. Wait, what?
What did Fred mean? Minnie stepping on my comments line, Husker Centers.
Oh, because you wouldn't let me make this. You wouldn't let me complete my thought here. I got you, Fred.
Okay.
We wish you, honestly, we wish you would be were able to be there too, Melissa. So.
Me too.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna do some YouTube shorts and things like that. Like, don't worry, we're all gonna have our phones with us. We're all gonna be able to record, share moments from the evening, group photos, things like that. It's just gonna be, really, I think, cathartic to spend an evening with my fan family. So. What?
Fred Sacco says, it's not funny when I have to explain the joke. Geez, you and him have that in common. You guys have to explain your jokes to me because I don't get them.
No. Well, you're a different generation, so.
Oh, really? I'm a different generation. I'm not different.
Well,
what's your generation?
Different from me. Technically, I'm considered a Xenial.
Really?
Yeah. I was born in 82.
I'm
in my early 40s. I don't have the advanced years like some of us on the show.
Yeah. I don't act like I'm geriatric, unlike some people here.
No, that's true. That's true. No, I definitely. They say you're only as old as you feel, and I feel like I'm geriatric.
Yes.
I do say that I have an old soul. But
and you act it out.
What can I say? Highlander Gus says Greg has a voice box. Is that anything like a long snapper? It's not. It's a little different. But going back, I really appreciate that season 1 South Park reference, Fred. That's tremendous. So, Tiger Shark Divers, jury's out on whether they're going to join us because don't want to shock everyone with how good looking I am, is what they say. Yeah, that's fine. Here's the thing. If
come as you are,
that I'm beautiful.
You are
then
beautiful.
We must be a really good looking bunch. Gosh. we might break the internet when we all get together. So
it's true.
No, not going to read that one, Fred. Flies Goodbye says Minnie's hair is always on point. Good grief, Midwestern beauty. 100% 78, by the way. I don't know if that's class of 78 or born in 78. I'm going to let the internet figure that out.
Which is that? I wonder.
Because there's a big difference there.
Oh, boy.
Born in 78.
I was born in 78. So he's got to be what? 45?
4 years older than me. By the end of this year, we'll have reached 46.
46.
That's how time works, yeah. Minnie, if you recall.
I do realize that. But for some people, it does stand still. So, I mean, like.
Like what? Like whom, Minnie? Whom?
Oh, nobody. Just you can keep reminding me of how old I am. That's not fair. Well, what are you going to do for my birthday, by the way?
You keep reminding me about how bad my fashion is and how overweight I am and all the other things, gray hair and everything. So,
it's just pointing out the obvious. I'm trying to help you.
Holy shit. Damn.
Oh, Lord.
I was feeling really good a minute ago. Somebody said something earlier about how I have to rethink my life choices.
It's okay, Greg. I'll take you as you are. I take you as you are, Greg. We all do.
Yeah.
We embrace all the imperfections. Greg.
Wow.
Come on, come back. Come back.
Aaron made me cry tears of laughter earlier. Okay. That was a fun way to end the show, everybody. Minnie reminds Greg of his fat fashion and age, aka the obvious. Shanked him in the shower. Oh. All right. Well, you know what? Here's something that's going to brighten everybody's day. There you go, everybody. Enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
Jamari Butler.
Goodness gracious.
You king. You legend.
That is so embarrassing.
That's the
I am never going to live this down.
Of Jamari Butler. I'm going to save that picture. The treadmill of abuse. Yeah, this is great. This is the moment right now where I really miss Linda. Oh, Linda would uplift me.
Poor Greg.
Even if it's a little sarcastic. This is I'm not crying. I just legit have something in my eye.
Okay. Guys, Diamond Dave is my other half. And I don't understand what he means by Jarvis Red Wine was great. So was Billy Sims, though. Does anyone else?
Well, if you don't know.
I don't know. See, and this is what I always tell him. If you have to explain it to me, is this
Billy Sims funny? He was a running back he was from St. Louis, Missouri. Now, granted, he played for Oklahoma, in
Billy Sims won the Heisman over Red Wine. Yeah. Jarvis Red Wine was a Husker running back in the day? Whoa. Huh. Who knows their history here?
Because Sims played for Oklahoma in the 70s.
Thanks, Fred. Jeez. Well, Minnie, he's saying both of those players were great. That's how words work. Thank you for explaining it to me, Fred. You make a great translator.
Melissa with a brilliant idea. I should make a poster of it and give it to you at the meetup. By the way, if you're not entirely sure what she's talking about, what image this, and I would, but you're gonna fly in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be
but
tough.
I have stuff for you.
Oh gosh.
Don't ever feel please don't feel obligated. And okay, so Justin Raji, just so you know, he says 5 Diamond Dave. Gross. It is not 5
Rossi.
Diamond Dave. It's Diamond Dave. Oh, Grossi? Wait, what? Who is that? Is that a person? Or did he mean Diamond Dave Gross?
I don't know.
I think he's saying gross. Question mark. Or Grossi? Or I don't know. Diamond Dave, the reason why I make him go by that is because that was his name when he was in a fraternity. And so I got him a, one of those, like, what are they called? Vanity license plates for his sports car. And it says Diamond Dave. And he walks into like a convenience store and this lady comes in after him and she goes, "You must be Diamond Dave." Like that to him, like trying to pick up on him. And I just think it's the funniest thing in the whole wide world. So yeah, that's his alter ego, Diamond Dave.
All right, we've got some comments. And Roman Shreds, who asked a really great question about you and it kicked off a nice conversation about our passion, our fandom, said, by the way, 909. Yeah. I don't know if I've not seen Roman in the comments before. Maybe he's not prepared for a 2-hour show like he should be. Says, who starts running back week 1? It's probably going to be Emmett Johnson.
Go ahead.
If I'm being honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. He was our workhorse last year. Although, Rhules did say last night he's waiting for somebody to kind of take the lead and kind of go, above the rest of the pack. But I believe also it will be Emmett Johnson. Hoping for Ramir Johnson because I love him personally. I love him so much. I just hope he's, recovered enough from his injury.
Ready to go.
Or Gabe Irvin Jr. I love him also. I'd be happy.
I'm going to start that one,
them.
Melissa. We're gonna address that here in a few minutes, Melissa. Don't worry. Stay with us. Don't leave, Melissa.
Melissa, what is the new?
Linda's not here anymore. No, stop. Linda said in 9/11, Minnie, that was a great interview with Adam Carricker. And
thank you.
I agree.
I loved it. Loved it. It's one of my highlights, one of my best moments ever as a fan. He's a great guy. He's one of the reasons that I'm a fan. Just the way he was. I liked him before the interview, and I liked him even more after. Just great guy.
He does seem super family guy. Yeah. Everybody's very, very positive about that. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says congratulations, Minnie, for landing that interview.
Thank you.
Jason Reese says true dat, solid, Minnie.
Thank you.
How did you acquire? Like, would you just reach out to him on X or what? John helped facilitate that?
Wouldn't you like to know? We're old buds. Curious. We're old drinking buds.
Yes, you could tell me off air.
No, I'm kidding. Yes, John mentioned it to me, and so I reached out to him, and yeah, It was actually fairly easy, and I think he didn't know me from anybody, and afterwards, it seemed like, he was definitely more open to conversing with me again. So, great guy, like I said.
TSD left a comment on the video saying Minnie did a great
You.
job.
I haven't had a chance
Josh
to look yet,
hasn't
and
got
I
to watch the
will
whole
get
thing
to
yet.
it. Okay.
Josh says, I'm watching tonight if the show ends before 12 Mountain Time. It might. And Rostovsky says, but what does Carricker look like in black bike shorts?
I have no idea. But I do know, he gained almost 50 pounds of muscle when he was at Nebraska.
I know.
That is
We talked about that
insane.
you mentioned that on the show.
Yeah.
And Tiger Shark Diver says you are going a little bit rogue.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
You're
You
letting the
mentioned it.
success of you let the success of this show, like now you're striking out on your own and doing interviews and stuff. Like
Oh, yes.
even I'm not on the YouTube channel twice a week. So
You're on 3 times a week.
how?
Well, I watch
I'm on
you
this show. This is
with
the only show I do.
I watch you here, and I watch you with Haas, and then I watch you with Mike.
That's true.
I get plenty of Greg, trust me.
Yeah, but that me and Mike, that's a different show. We don't,
It's not because it's you.
No, that's fair. Less notes. Fred says this is interesting. This goes back to 928. God, I wish I had Minnie's childlike wonder for Husker football.
I know. I saw a meme this week, and it was, this is how I feel about Husker football. It was a news caption, girl loses memory. And then next to it, girl dates same ex-boyfriend, falls in love. This is how I feel every year. It's like, yes, you're so
I actually think
despaired from last
Adam
season, and
Carricker
then all of a
shared that
sudden,
meme.
oh, really?
He
That's
did.
so funny.
Nope, that's
Oh
not.
my gosh.
That's my cousin. That's my cousin Adam of a different last name. Yeah. So Carricker did share. I think he shared earlier today. Says me every August convincing myself that Nebraska might actually be good this year. Girl who lost her memory falls in love with the same boyfriend. So great stuff there.
I just laughed. That is so funny.
Tis the season for the Kool-Aid and the unbridled optimism that Nebraska football deserves, by God.
Yes.
Let's see. All right. Clay Casselder said early on that I'm very encouraged by our wide receiver and tight end situation this year.
Yes.
I think
we're not talking about him, so it's a great
reason to be optimism.
Yeah.
Like when you have the confidence in like the Thomas Fidonis and the Nate Borkachers that you can move Carter Nelson, like you're so confident in Carter Nelson that you just move him to the outside to wide receiver so that he can just get on the field sooner. And mixing in with that depth of the IGC, Jamal Banks, Bullock, Malachi Coleman, Jalen. We haven't talked enough about Jalen Lloyd because I don't know if he's just been overshadowed by Jamal Banks.
There's so many.
We can see why from earlier. Tremendous amount of depth. A lot of, no pun intended, but a lot of various packages that could be put on the field depending on personnel matchups, and maybe you need size, maybe you need speed, whatever it is. Nebraska wide receiving room's got you covered.
17 of them, baby.
It's tremendous. We gotta go biblical here. Good Lord. Living in Omaha, David
It
Matty,
is
the
so
official
true.
realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, is aware that 20 years of wandering in the desert. My friend, I hope, in the Old Testament, they wandered in the desert for 40 years. Let's hope that we don't have to be penalized or punished that long. Let's hopefully our wandering is done and we can finally reach the promised land again. And hey, look, the promised land means different things to different people. 20 years ago, the promised land for Nebraska football probably did mean a national championship. Right now, the promised land probably just means a bowl game.
Okay. Hey, can you read the 2 that I just highlighted?
Let's see. Josh says, just an idea. Cobby corn biker shorts with the cob strategically placed. I think we already have something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And then Fred says, no, Josh Hansen. Minnie would veto that because we're all too fat to wear them.
It's okay. We love all sizes here, Fred.
Fred says, it also says, and on the 8th day, Dylan said, Minnie can come within 500 feet of me.
Oh, that's
interesting. All right. Jake Promised Land means a natty, always and forever. Get your mind right. That is, I don't want to disagree with that. But I also think, because Adam Carragher said in your conversation.
No, you're right. We don't want to disagree with it because we all hope for that.
But I think Carragher was right when in your conversation with him when he said, I'm not, like, success means a bowl game. It'd be great to get in the college football playoffs. I'm not saying that they're going to, but you got to get to a bowl game. So,
yeah.
Over on Facebook, Brent Wolf chiming in and says, "You guys seriously up at this hour on a Thursday night, 9 days out from Game 1, talking Skurs?" Yup. And I wish I could just say that it was 9 days out, but we did this at 16 days out, at 23 days out, at 30 days out. This is what we do. We start the show, Brent, every Thursday, 9:00 Central, and we go until we get through Minnie's notes in preparation. And how dare we attempt to overlook or skip a section because we'll never hear the end of it. We have to stick to the format every week, no matter what.
It's true. Okay. And I agree with David Matney. He says, I hate being at the stadium and looking up and seeing 1999 as the last conference championship. I agree.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
It seems like it's just been forever. I think we all feel that way. It's like, 99. That's for you, great. That's like when you had hair.
Fuck you. I still have hair. I just keep it short and low maintenance. Like, it's there. Right. It's there. I have hair. Jackass. I was gonna put up this nice comment, this very complimentary comment about you. I'm not going to. We're gonna go back comments.
It's fine.
We talked about Bill Bush earlier. Rostovsky says, I wish Rhule had a relationship with Bush. I'd like to see him in some position on this staff. We're not gonna look, Rostovsky, you know better. If you say words like staff, you're gonna and alone, then you're gonna get the Freds of the group who are gonna chime in and make a colorful comment. Let's be better.
Bill Bush is a really good coach.
I don't disagree.
Certainly, Rhule has not heard that, just from the fan base, from all sorts of people in Lincoln. So, okay, sorry.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says every stream Minnie does not wear the official coronation merch. We should shirt shame her.
Really? David Matney? then John and I are going to have to get together and come up with some women's styles that I will wear.
That's fine. I'm sure y'all can figure that out. I trust you all to be adults. Take care of that. We talked earlier about how you would love to see.
What would you put for women's apparel on Coronation? Do I want to know?
You could still do RTFB.
Okay. Yeah. Secure Your Balls is not a t-shirt that a woman is going to buy. FYI. Not buying it.
That's fine. Well, we heard Linda. Linda's got the man-killing mastodons in black. So.
Okay. Yeah, she does.
We'll talk to John. We'll figure out a women's line. And yeah. So we were talking earlier about a return to the cream-colored helmets. And possibility of bringing back the scarlet instead of the scarlet, which is what you're wearing, the red, which is what I'm wearing. Josh says, "Go big Scarlet, go big Scarlet," and Melissa follows up like a minute later, says, "Can't see us yelling, go big Scarlet." So. I don't know if Dondre's still with us tonight. I don't know if he logged out, but it's Greg, are you predicting an undefeated season for the Huskers like last year? I'm not going to give that information away because we'll do our predictions next week right here on the show. 2 days.
Oh my gosh. I like this one.
What? No, I'm not surprised. That doesn't surprise me.
It was just a joke. But why do you think they call us the Red Sea? The Red Sea. There's not a sea anywhere in sight in Nebraska. The red field would be more like it, or red. I don't know. Why is it the Red Sea? The Sea of Red.
I don't know. I just like the fact that Brent Wolf is over on Facebook saying the same things that they're saying on YouTube. Brent Wolf says, "Bush and staff comments at this hour are going to get you in trouble." Brent, you probably should join us on YouTube. I think you'd have a hell of a good time. Blaine says, "If you're losing your hair in the back, you're a lover. Losing your hair in the front, you're a thinker. Losing it back and front, you just think you're a lover." Here's the thing. I'm not losing my hair. I don't know why we have this narrative, this fake news that I'm losing my hair. I just cut it. I just cut it short because I don't want to dick with it. All right? I just like my hair short. I'm a low maintenance guy. I don't want to have to comb it. I get out. I do it with my towel and it's dry. I don't have to mess with it. I go very little shampoo. And it costs me $20 a month. That's when I don't do it myself. I'm just a low maintenance guy. Just a low maintenance, simple guy from rural America, one of these quote unquote flyover states that certain people think to look down on, and I'm not going to tolerate it anymore.
There. That felt good, didn't it? To get that out?
Yep. Let's see. Melissa, don't talk. Don't. It's after 11 o'clock. Don't say special teams.
Melissa, really? You think Foley can't handle it? I mean, some teams don't even have a special teams coach.
And you know what? They are all more successful than Nebraska in the last 20 years. All right. Let's see. Fred says Minnie shames Husker fans and Greg. She can take a shame or 3. Oh, here we go. They don't make baby gap size Coronation shirts. That's from Tiger Shark Diver.
Baby gap size.
Oh, Blaine says Daisy Dukes for women's apparel. Coronation Daisy Dukes.
I don't think that is going to sell either. So Blaine,
here's what I'm John Johnston, our founder, our fearless leader, and guy who I really hope joins us next week, has a Cobby like sweatsuit, pants, sweatshirt. I think it's a hoodie,
Yes.
whatever, and it's got
His
the Cobby logo
outfits,
all over.
that's for sure. He is a character with
What
his clothes.
what cobbycorn.com needs is white denim Daisy Dukes with that logo printed all over. Make it happen, Cobbycorn. Make it happen.
Actually, that is a good look. I would wear that.
And you say I know nothing
I would
about
wear
fashion.
that. You
There
don't.
you go.
But I would wear that.
Here you go. Here's from David Matt, and he says, "Secure your groins." Josh says it was a terrible idea to ask me about what women's apparel should be on. He's not wrong. Kick ass and take names. Visit from Brent Wolf. Kick ass and take names will be the theme of this year's black shirts, and minis will be I got game and you know it. Brent, I don't know. Does she owe you money or something? Like you're being way generous with Minnie, and I don't.
Very nice.
I'm not here for it.
Very nice. They all start out that way.
That's true. They're all very nice to you, and then they get to know you. Vince Watson says, "Long snapper tees for women." That's what we need. We need that. We definitely need more special teams designs. Long fucking snappers. Scrolling through some of the more recent stuff. Rostovsky says, "I was so much younger when I made those comments. That was 2 hours ago, brother. I don't even remember what comments those were." Let's see.
Greg, we are over 2 hours. Way over.
We're always over 2 hours anymore. Brent Wolf says your hair's fine. Don't play into the haters. Yeah, it's not as nice as Minnie's, but it's there, and that's all that matters. And honest to God, I wouldn't give a shit if it wasn't there. I don't care. I don't get wrapped up in that stuff.
We know you wouldn't. Oh, Tunnel Walk song. What is Melissa saying about the Tunnel Walk song? I have not heard about this.
I don't know.
She mentioned it on Monday night. Do you know anything? We have to get to the bottom of this real quick.
All right. I'm on it. I'm going to Greggle it real quick.
You're Greggling it? Okay. No. It says it's still the Alan Parsons project. So
apparently we discussed this a year ago on the 5 Hour Podcast. It is the first after the artificial intelligence review.
I see it.
If you Google Nebraska Cornhuskers new Tunnel Walk song, our Coronation episode for episode 335, July 7th of 2023. We were talking about it then, and we're talking about it now. Here's the thing. I think I can't say having grown up with it, but the fact that I get to go to a game here in a few weeks at Memorial Stadium, I kind of really want it to be Alan Parsons Project serious.
I don't want
I want to feel that.
I don't want it to change. I'm not even going to lie. Please do not change it ever.
Fred says the Tunnel Walk song is Every Breath You Take for Dylan.
Okay, maybe that. No,
that is not a pump up song.
It's a hype song. We need.
Melissa says she saw it Monday on YouTube, but was it verified? Like, did it come from something official?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Don't let me down, Melissa. We expect better.
Yes, Melissa. Are you starting rumors, Melissa?
Brett Wolf says, "Where are y'all from, Greg and Minnie? You home based in L-Town, Omaha, G Island?" I just like the fact that we don't know how to or don't want to spell out actual town names. So here's Brent, get close. All right, get real close. All right, we're gonna share some secrets with you. Neither one of us live in Nebraska. Okay. Now, I can't tell you exactly where for security reasons, but Minnie lives in the
Why don't you show the
Southwest
background?
United States.
Show the background that you had earlier. Can you do that?
I'm not going
See
to
if
do
he
that.
can guess
That's too
it.
much work.
Oh,
This is
that would
really
be
important.
fun.
All
It's a
I'm
good
saying is that
background.
Minnie lives in the American Southwest. I don't live in Lincoln. I live in the land of Lincoln. I'm east of the
He
Mississippi. But
lives in the Midwest. That's why it takes him forever to end the show. Great. What does that look for?
all I can say is such is Husker Nation that it brings in people from coast to coast. The really cool thing is that we're descending on Lincoln September 6th for the Nebraska-Colorado game. Brent, if you're new here, and you may be, and that's great, we want to let you know you personally are invited, along with everybody else in the Chatterfields, which is what we call our comment section over here, to Kincaiders on Friday night, September 6th, in the Haymarket for a little casual coronation gathering, drinks, etc. So, Brent, you're invited. Please drink responsibly. But this is what we do. How you doing?
All we do.
Apparently, when I get close, when I get really close. How did he know?
Have Alzheimer's now. Because you were very clear.
Thank you.
He's quick.
Here we go.
Quick, that one.
Tiger Shark Diver says Minnie lives next to Scott Frost and Greg lives next to Brett Bielema. That's all the hints that you needed. And then we get great. Jason's like, I know where you sleep. Melissa's creeped out. That's fine. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, says they're outsiders. Let's see.
But for how long?
Creepy look, Greg. Thank you, Raska. I'm sorry, Scott.
We will be insiders very soon.
Highlander Guns Disturbed.
David Matney. Because we're coming to Lincoln. What? Oh, never mind.
Highlander Guns Disturbed and Justin Raji says they'll have nightmares. And apparently I transformed into Pennywise. If they want to pay me, I'll do it. According to Minnie, I'll have to lose a lot of weight.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. It's good to keep hopes and dreams. Okay. But no. Seriously.
All right. Hey, can I?
Is it time to go?
Can I put something up here Can I put something up there that's completely unrelated?
Okay.
You know what? No, I don't need to. It'd just be weird. Not relevant at all.
Now you're being weird. Just do it.
All right. I was driving. I was driving through one of the small towns in my area a couple weeks back, and they had people out on the four-way. They're like collecting donations for their Santa's Village. And I'm looking, I'm like, all I got's a 20. No, and my mentality's like, no offense. I don't know if I want to give you all the 20. But she said, oh, well, here, you can use this. There's a QR code and you can donate online. She gave me the fan, and I didn't know. I don't know if that QR code works for anybody else.
Okay.
Like, I really want somebody to, stay cool and see you this winter at Santa's Village. Y'all want to help out a little small town in my area? Hit up this QR code and, donate the amount that you think the children deserve.
Wait, this is to go to Santa's Village?
No. This is to help fund Santa's Village, so they can have a Santa's Village.
Okay.
So I just, hey,
Did you give money to it?
No, not yet. And I can't use my card apparently right now for until I get a new one.
Greg.
So it's all good. All right. Brent says, Greg, Minnie, you're all that is good that reps the state of Nebraska. Good people, but Minnie is a dime. Kincaidor has good spirits. Hope to see y'all there on the 6th.
What is a dime?
I think it's a 10. I think he's saying you're a 10.
Oh.
So.
Well, thank you. We'll see you there, Brent Wolf.
I think, Minnie, that's probably it for this show. As Josh Hansen said moments ago,
we wore you down. We wore you
off-season
down.
show.
Finally.
Who, me?
You.
Don't act like this isn't the best 2.5 hours of your week every week.
Greg, I have not stepped in poop, and I mean, it's okay. I've actually had a pretty nice day.
Well, thanks for rubbing it in all of our faces.
Haven't had any major, financial dilemmas.
We're good. Hey, it's a great day to be alive. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm hashtag blessed. Life is good. There's money in that bank account. It ends up it wasn't a fraudulent charge.
Can't get to it.
But hey, it's fine because my wife's card will still work. I've got my other account. It's good. Like, look, I got money stashed all over this. I'm not worried. I'm gonna be just fine. And I'm gonna have a new working card by the time I get to Lincoln, Nebraska, September 6th. So, all that being said, this is a tremendous amount of joy that this show brings to me. And I know Minnie and I, we have spoken, and I know how much you enjoy being on the show and this community that we have built. So I haven't said it in a while. I'm going to make sure that I take a minute now to just express my heartfelt gratitude. Look, the off season is long, and sometimes these shows can feel like we're drudging in the mud because there's not a whole lot to talk about. But all that's changing. Football is next week, and everything is going to be back the way.
Football has been every week. Actually, you just avoid it.
I don't avoid it. You just you bog me down with so many show notes. I don't know what to do.
There's a lot of football going on. Okay, every week.
Aaron Keene says it best. If it shows up, I don't know if it will or not. Is that comment showing up, or am I just shit out of luck here? There we go.
Yeah, it's
Aaron
there.
says, "Damn, Greg's stepping in shit and getting shit on nonstop. It's a hard knock life."
Oh,
brother,
poor Greg.
You ain't kidding. Poor Greg, indeed. Regardless of all of my in-home concerns, I'm doing great. And I thank all of you for giving of your time to be part of this community that we've built here at Coronation on YouTube, Facebook, or X. You're a tremendous group of people. I'm so excited to sit down and share a drink with you all here in a couple of weeks. As many as can make it. Thank you, Fred. I'm a shit sandwich, but I'm on some real good bread, man. I'm on some real good bread, like that real fresh bakery bread, brother.
It's primo bread.
It's the best bread in my shit sandwich. Thank you. Thank you, Minnie, sincerely, for all that you do for the show. Like we joke about it every week and all the format and the notes and things like that. Guys. But I don't know. Well, I do know what the show would be like without you because I did it for like 10 years.
I do too. I do too.
But
and we're not going back.
I struggle to remember. I struggle to remember what it was like. And this live version on YouTube, Facebook, and X is right up there. It's such a great time. I thank you all for the joy, for the laughter, for bringing me to tears of laughter earlier on, man. It's great. I thank you all. can't wait to see you here in a couple weeks for my good friend and co-host, Minnie Hunt. Make sure that you check out, if you haven't yet, not just her conversation with Adam Carricker, but with Connor from Corn Crazed and that other guy.
I haven't done Connor yet.
I don't remember his name.
It's okay. Wilson Dittman
Who'd you do the first week?
Adams. Justin Adams from
The
Voice of College Football. Yes.
You were on with John, though, with Connor, though. So that's where I got conflated.
It was an accident. I wasn't even supposed to be on, but yes.
All right, Dante. Regardless, for my good friend, Minnie Hunt, I'm Greg Mazzcua. This is the 5 Heart Podcast, and we remind you each and every week that 5 Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie?
Yes. Go Big Red. Greg?
I'll be less creepy next week. Maybe. What happened? We're still on the air.